we are moving further to discuss the scalenus anterior muscle in the neck region and its relation, because this is some surgical importance and some questions keep coming. So you want to discuss scalenus anterior in the neck region relations? Yes. Okay. What is the origin? What is the insertion? Origin of this muscle is from the cervical vertebra, and insertion is on the scalene tubercle. Where is the scalene tubercle? On the inner border of the first rib. So you're telling that scalenus anterior muscle is taking origin from the cervical vertebra. Yes, origin is cervical vertebra. But insertion is the first rib, inner border. There is a scalene tubercle. What I find is that one more muscle is attaching there. Yes, superior surface of the first rib, and that is called scalenus medius. So scalenus medius is also attaching to first rib, but superior surface? Yes. Okay. You're telling that both the scalene anterior and medius are supplying to attaching to first rib. Yes, if scalenus anterior then attaches to inner border scalene tubercle, and if it's scalenus medius attaching to superior border of first rib, and between the two is interscalene triangle. When you say between the two is interscalene triangle, that is where you do brachial plexus block. Why would I do that? Because there are multiple fracture in the upper limb. You want to set them, and you are giving the brachial plexus block in the neck region. So brachial plexus blocked in the neck region where interscalene triangle, to take care of fractures in the multiple fractures in the upper limb. You are operating there. Block it here to kill the pain. So this is C8 and T1. I think C8 T1 is the lower trunk of brachial plexus. Yes, it is lower trunk of brachial plexus, and there will be a middle trunk, there will be upper trunk also. Upper trunk, middle trunk, lower trunk, all the trunk coming from here. Yes. Okay, so we can block it here in the Where should I block it? Go lateral to this muscle. Which one? The scalenus anterior, and block them in the interscalene triangle. So I have to go to lateral to scalenus anterior muscle? Yes. One more thing you see here. When the subclavian artery crosses outer border of the first rib, when the subclavian artery crosses, subclavian means it is under the clavicle. Subclavian means it is under the clavicle. So under the clavicle subclavian artery, when it is crossing the outer border of first rib, it will enter the axilla and become the axillary artery. So you are telling that subclavian artery, which is under the clavicle, is crossing outer border of the first rib to enter the axilla to become axillary artery in the axilla. Yes, similarly you'll have the axillary vein. If you're telling that there is this axillary vein, this axillary vein will come here. Yes, from the axilla. But as the axillary vein will cross the outer border of the first rib, it will become subclavian vein. So you're telling this is axillary vein in the axilla. Yes. Crossing the outer border of first rib now. Yes. To enter the neck region becomes subclavian vein. Yes. Axillary vein in the axilla cross outer border of the first rib to enter the neck region to become subclavian vein. What is the sandwich between the two artery and vein? That is the scalenus anterior muscle. So scalenus anterior muscle is sandwich between vein anterior and artery posterior. Yes. Why vein is anterior? Because veins have a chance of compression. They would like to stay more superficial. So veins have chance of compression. They would like to stay more superficial. Artery is deep. Yes, artery is deep. And what is sandwich between artery and vein? That is the scalenus anterior muscle attaching to scalene tubercle. Remember, the subclavian artery and subclavian vein, they are running on superior surface of first rib. The subclavian vein and artery are running on superior surface of the first rib. There's a groove marking on the superior surface of first rib for the passage of subclavian vein and subclavian artery. Now this is some orientation you needed to have. One more thing, you can block the third part of subclavian artery by compressing it on the first rib. You are telling this is third part of subclavian artery. How do you divide the subclavian artery into three parts? By this muscle, scalenus. So you are telling this scalenus anterior muscle, yes, will divide the artery into three parts. How? First part is proximal to muscle, and second part is deep to the muscle, and third part is distal to the muscle. Oh, you are telling that subclavian artery is divided into three parts by this scalenus anterior muscle. If it is proximal to the muscle, first part, deep to the muscle, second part, distal to the muscle, third part, yes. And I'm blocking which part? The third part, by compressing it upon first rib. Take your thumb and compress the third part of subclavian on the first rib. I'll show you a diagram later. You can compress with your thumb the third part of subclavian artery on the first rib to block the bleeding. If there was some bleeding going on, you can block it here. So where is the diagram you are talking about? That diagram which will show you the compression of third part of subclavian artery will come later. It will come later.